Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of Genshin Impact. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the new character that's been released with the new banner. That is Layla. She's gonna be a 4-star cryo sword user. And yeah, in this video, I'm gonna show you her overall game style, the normal attacks, the skill, the burst, the overall constellations, and just sharing with you guys my personal impressions and thoughts about this new character. The fact that she's going to be a 4-star means that the chance of getting her from the wishes is much higher, because 4 stars are guaranteed every 10 wishes. But yeah, so this is a trial version. So you can see that she's going to be level 80. She's equipped with the Favonius sword, very common 4-star weapon. She has a 4-piece blizzard, and all her talents are going to be level 8. Now, starting off from the normal attacks, she's going to have a 3-hit combo. And then, of course, charge attack and plunge attack are going to do physical damage. And that's the style now of this new character. Very nice eyes as well. Very cool. So the hit is going to be 1, 2, and 3. With the 3rd hit, she's going to launch this small diamond star. Then she's going to just throw it. And that's it. Then the charge attack, how it looks like. And then the plunge attack, again, it's going to be very similar to every other sword character. Moving on to the skill. Now the skill is called Knights of Formal Focus. And you're going to be creating this shield called Current of Slumber. And you're going to do AoE cryo damage in a very small area around her as you activate this skill. Now, this shield, of course, is gonna scale up based on her max HP, and it can absorb cryo damage with more effectiveness. You're also gonna be affected by cryo briefly as you use the skill. So, like if you're wet, you're gonna be frozen for a short period of time. And now, every 1.5 seconds, you're gonna be gaining these nice stars. So, 1 nice star every 1.5 seconds, or when a character protected by the shield uses an elemental skill. In this case, you generate 2 nice stars. Now you can have up to 4 nice stars, and then when you have 4 nice stars and there are no opponents nearby, these nice stars are gonna transform into these shooting stars that are gonna be part of a sequence dealing cryo damage. And of course, when the shield disappears, you're gonna be losing all the nice stars that you have, unless you are firing them. So in that case, the shield is going to last a little bit longer until the wave of these stars is going to end. And of course, during the firing period, you will not be able to generate any newer nice stars. So you have to wait for them to be fired off completely before you can start generating again. And now, all these are the percentages. You can see that even at talent level 8, the damage is very little when you activate the skill, and also the stars damage is very little. And you can see that the shield absorption is 17.3% of her max HP plus a flat amount, and the shield is gonna last 12 seconds. Now the cooldown of this skill is exactly the same as the shield duration, so that means pretty much that you could just refresh it as soon as it's over. And yeah, that's just it. And now moving on, I'm gonna just show you how this works. So that's the ability used. And that very small explosion, that's the damage, cryo damage. And these small things that appear, these are the nice stars. Now, when there are no opponents nearby, or you're too far away from them, these nice stars are gonna be just standing there without doing anything. So you have to get close to enemies in order for them to be fired off and to become these homing missiles. So yeah, that's just it. Moving on to the burst is called Dream of Starstream Shaker, and you're gonna just unleash this celestial dream sphere that's gonna constantly fire these starlight slugs of opponents within the area and doing cryo damage. Now the area is pretty large. It's not as large as, for example, Nahida's burst, but still it's pretty large. And every time that you hit an opponent with these starlight slugs, you can generate 1 night star, if of course you have Current of Slumber active, so if you have the shield from the skill active. And yeah, so that's just another way you can generate even more of these stars. Just remember that when you're firing them off, the speed of them being far off is always standard, so you cannot increase this speed by in any means. So that's the only like drawback. Yeah, now moving on to the passive talents. The first one you unlock at Ascension 1. When you use the skill, right, you have the shield active. You gain the deep sleep effect every time that you gain 1 night star. So either every 1.5 seconds or when you activate a skill with an active character. And you can see that the shield strength of the character under the effect of the shield increases by 6%. It's just the shield is becomes stronger. Up to 4 stacks you can have of this. So a maximum 24% extra shield strength. Second passive talent, unlock at Ascension 4. In this case, the damage dealt by shooting stars, so from the skill, is increased by 1.5% of Layla's max HP. So it's not going to be just flat percentage based on her attack, but also based on her maximum HP. And last passive talent, when you craft with Layla character talent materials, you have 10% chance of receiving double the product. And that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna just show you guys here in the gameplay how she looks like, and then we're gonna take a look as well at the constellations. I'm gonna leave these enemies here, get close, right? I'm gonna use the skill, and you can see that the area is pretty small. Now I'm gonna be just standing here, so you can see the homing stars, right? And if you just let the ability run out, you're gonna be generating these stars very slowly. But of course, if you use other characters, right, the skills, that's when you can actually fire off a lot more of these ones. So yeah, that's just of course how the ability should be used. You use Layla's abilities first, and then you just activate, you change characters, you use more skills, right, and so you get more of these stars damage. Now the burst looks like this. I'm going to use it right now. All right, you can see that the area is pretty large. Like, look, this is the outer edge, so it's very, very large, the area. Pretty cool. And these logs are going to be far from the center, and you can see right there. They do also AoE damage, so if the opponents are pretty close to one another, you can actually do damage to multiple of them. The actual percentage damage, like if you see the numbers, you can see that the numbers are pretty little. Even with a crit, it's going to be just 2300. And I didn't show here the percentages and the burst. You can see that the burst at level 8 in this case is going to be 7.4% of her max HP. So the slugs are going to be doing this damage. But even with this percentage, you can see the damage is very little. So unfortunately, I think that this percentage is way too little. Like it should be at least like 25%, 30% of the maximum HP. So in that way, it can be, you know, significant damage, but 7.4% at level 8 looks pretty small. Duration is 12 seconds, exactly as the cooldown. And you can see that skill and burst have the same cooldown. So it's always going to be duration 12 seconds and cooldown 12 seconds. The cool thing is that the energy cost is only 40. So you're not going to even need that much energy recharge in order to be able to just permanently like cast and use this burst. That's a cool thing. And yeah, so that's just it, I guess. Remember that you always need to be close to nearby opponents in order to use the stars, right, that can be far off. You're gonna need to be close to them, otherwise you're not gonna be firing them off. So yeah, that's the only like thing. So always first Layla skill, and then using all the other skills and the burst and everything else. So yeah, that was just the trial. So the cool thing is that the burst actually has a pretty large area. So even if you move around and there are many opponents, you can still do a little bit of damage. The ticking though of the damage is pretty slow. So I think you're gonna have like one of these star locks every, like it lasts 12 seconds. I think you have one every 2 seconds. So you have like only 6 of these slugs. So the overall damage of the burst is not even that high. And you only fire 1 star lux. So yeah, that's the only thing. Now, moving on to the Constellations, of course, this is a 4-star character, so that means that it's very highly likely that you're going to be able to unlock her and even get more Constellations if you like her game style. And now, C1, the shield absorption by the skill is increased by 20%, so that means that the shield is stronger. And additionally, every time that you shoot that you use a skill, she's going to be generating a shield for any nearby party members who are not protected by the skill itself. So this is used only for co-op. So if you're using her in co-op and you have other players playing with you, and you use this skill when they are close by and nearby you, they're also going to be gaining the shields. Pretty much like Diona's skill, very, very similar. C2, when you damage opponents with the stars from the skill, right? Each of these stars is gonna restore 1 energy to Layla. So that means that you can generate up to 4 energy when because you can only shoot these stars every 4 stacks that you have. So you can generate up to 4 energy. And of course, this is helpful in order to generate even more energy. I don't think really that's very much needed, because the energy cost is only 40, so like you're not gonna need that much energy charge. But yeah, I guess that helps. C3 increases the level of the skill. C4, once again, when you activate the skill and you are shooting off the stars, you will grant all nearby party members, so all the members in your party, the Dawn Star effect, which is gonna increase the damage that normal and terror attacks do based on 5% of Layla's max HP. And now this effect only lasts up to 3 seconds when you do damage, right? When you start to fire off these shooting stars, but will be removed 0.05 seconds after. So that means that this is gonna just do damage once. So that means that you can do damage with that normal attack or with that charge attack, with the extra 5% of Layla's max HP, and then that's it. And then you're gonna be needing to wait until you fire more shooting stars until you can use this kind of additional damage again. So yeah, it's just it doesn't last for 3 seconds. It lasts only for like 1 attack, because it's like removed very quickly. C5, leveling up the burst. And then last Constellation, C6, when like the shooting stars, once again from the skill, are going to do 40% increased damage, and the starlights slugs, so from the burst, are going to also do 40% more damage. So just add here 40%, right? So it becomes like 60% here, and the 7.4% plus 40% of attack. That's pretty much it, because it's based on her attack, I think. It just says 40% increased damage, so maybe just a flat number added right away. And then it says, additionally, the interval between the creation of night stars through the skill is decreased by 20%. So that means that you can generate these night stars much more quickly. And of course, that makes you able to fire off more night stars. More of these stars, sorry. So yeah, that's just it. So overall, not really good constellations, I would say. Yes, this increases a little bit the damage that you do, but as you can see, this is a character that is not going to really do that much damage. I just show you here in the gameplay that even these the burst, where you have a percentage damage based on her HP, in this case she has like more than 30,000 HP, it's very little. Like when it crits, it's 2300. When it doesn't crit, it's like 1200. So yeah, very, very little. And yeah, the shield as well, it's nice. Of course, there are many other characters that can shield that are much more viable. And for that reason, I don't really like that much this new character, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna be like Diona already. Another 4-star is much superior in any single aspect. It's gonna be end up doing more damage, more reactions as well, more shields, and also a heal from the burst. And normally, like you can have both a character that can be support and at the same time do a ton of damage, because you're gonna end up like you do one thing or the other, and the percentages here are very small. So that's the main problem. Like even if you go full damage, because the actual percentages are low, you're gonna still do little damage, even if you go like full damage. But yeah, in terms of shielding characters, like if you don't have any, I would guess that maybe she can be used as shielder. And also maybe to create a little bit more of reactions, right, with the stars and with the burst and all that. But yeah, I don't really like this character. Constellations as well are pretty bad. And yeah, but of course it's a new character and you're free to do as you wish. So yeah, that's the new character. I'm not gonna be trying on the banner to get her because I don't really like her. So I don't think I even need her on my team, and I will ever use her. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see ya. Bye bye.